Staff teachers at Discovery Canyon High School in Colorado Springs are adding a Stop the Bleed certification to their list of credentials. The push of the life-saving skill comes in the aftermath of mass casualty situations like the shooting at Club Q. Our Bill Folsom sat in on one of those training sessions.
A lot of teachers here at Discovery Canyon are giving up their prep hour to spend an hour learning about Stop the Bleed. The goal is to get as many on faculty and staff as possible trained.
Your life depends on it.
Teachers switching to student. They signed up to learn the techniques of Stop the Bleed.
You never know when you're going to have an emergency, and I think it's important to be trained as much as we can to do what we can.
Stop the Bleed. It's a trauma program for lay rescuers to help intervene in emergency bleeding between the time you call 911 and the time the ambulance can arrive.
School nurse Bob Fredrickson is teaching his colleagues. Soon every classroom will also have a Stop the Bleed kit. Gloves, gauze for packing deep wounds, and a tourniquet.
Like first aid plus. It's intervening with that bleeding that isn't going to be controlled by just pressure alone or by a bandage alone, and having to intervene by packing wounds and applying tourniquets if necessary.
The Stop the Bleed concept with the tourniquet and the packing of the wounds definitely led to saving some soldiers' lives.
Officer Jason Schuler, who leads the school security, saw the Stop the Bleed concept work while deployed during his previous career in the military. He's behind teachers getting this training because they could act quicker than him if there was an ongoing threat at the school.
Security's perspective, of course, we would be looking to isolate the threat that may have caused the trauma.
Someone with CPR training is credited with helping save the life of NFL player Damar Hamlin when he suffered a heart attack during a game. Club guests with Stop the Bleed training made a difference during the mass shooting at Club Q in Colorado Springs. This kind of intervention got the attention of Discovery Canyon's principal, Mark Wallstrom.
And so our goal is to have as many people prepared to handle crisis situations or traumatic situations. And in essence, our goal is to survive until they arrive.
Knowing how to stop the bleed can help someone hang on until police, fire, and paramedics arrive.
There's clarity around what to do in an emergency or what to do in a crisis. I think that clarity would also lower anxiety if something were to happen.
One of the biggest takeaways for these teachers is that in the time it takes first responders to arrive, they can be the difference between a life saved and a life lost. At Discovery Canyon, Bill Folsom, News 5.